G.I. Joe Classified Series Quick Kick number 116. So this is the version from G.I. Joe Classified Series. So from that version, we made this, an updated version. So let's move in closer and let's do a 360 view of this build, which is already featured in this channel, but we are not through with kit bashing quick kick because we still have one head unit and a body to work with. So presenting another version of quick kick. So this time, this version is much more influenced by my personal choice and personal experience as a student of the martial arts. So just sharing my personal experience with this action figure build, why this looks this way. I started my formative years in the martial arts when I was 8 years old. I tried other ball games, but since I was flat-footed, I was really not good at it, especially football. I really loved football, but because I was flat-footed, it was a really disadvantage for me personally. So somebody introduced me to the martial arts, so I started in karate, and later on in high school, when I was 13 years old, I transferred to Taekwondo. So other martial arts forms that I know would be arnis, and the other technique or fighting technique with weapons that I know is going to be knives. So that's the reason why this action figure is built that way. So let's identify parts on this action figure, or my personal take on quick kick. Okay, so let's identify body parts on this action figure: head, neck, arms, body, and the connector part for the man briefs is going to come from quick kick. Now the legs and the man briefs that comes from G.I. Joe Classified Series Shipwreck. The bandolier for the throwing knives, or the kunai, that comes from Marvel Legends Long Shot, so with the bag. Now the crease knives, or the wavy fighting knives, that comes from your Cobra twins, Tomax and Zamoth. Footwear that comes from G.I. Joe Classified Series Snake Eyes. As for that martial arts gi, which is sleeveless, that comes from this set, the Daniel LaRusso figure. So that gi, you could take it off from the action figure. So just take out the head and the arms of your good old Daniel LaRusso, and you could slip out that gi. So I really have a lot of action figure parts on this build. This is going to be my personal G.I. Joe Classified Series action figure. So might as well really invest on parts for this action figure if I really want something personal for myself. Now the last item are going to be those hard knuckle glove set. Well, no other than Action Force Valaverse. So handsets that comes from the many Action Force Valaverse figures that I purchased. So we have an excess of handsets that we could put on this action figure. So blue handsets, blue pants. So back in the day when I still had much hair and I really wasn't conscious with how much shampoo I was using. Instead of asking my parents to buy me a pair of pants from your regular big box store, I would always have mine tailor fitted because I was that serious into martial arts. So as to the material, I could choose whatever material that the tailor had on hand, so jeans, khakis, or whatever, but it was constructed differently, something similar to my karate or taekwondo gi. Okay, so it's going to be loose on the thigh, loose on the hip, and the pattern for the crotch area of the pants is going to be different. So it had a diamond pattern, which would allow for kicks like this. So I was free to really use techniques even if I had regular pants on. But actually they were tailor fitted pants. So doing roundhouse 45, hooks, reverse hooks, wheel kicks. So it was possible with the pants I had on. So that's what the reason why I also chose to put it on this action figure. So something that reminds me of my younger years. Okay. As to footwear, if you would take note of the first figure that I kitbashed, it had the snake eyes footwear, which is a minimalist footwear. The same thing with my figure, my personal figure, that is a minimalist footwear. So something similar to the very popular martial arts shoes, the Onitsuka Tiger. So I also had several pairs of that footwear back in the day. So I had a black pair for Sunday or church, and I had a white and blue pair for your Monday to Friday thing. So yeah, I also had tabi boots, Japanese tabi boots. I purchased Japanese tabi boots because they are also minimalist footwear. Okay, so why minimalist footwear? It's flat on the sole, which would really let you be grounded. And with regards to performing techniques, karate or taekwondo techniques, especially with taekwondo, wherein it's really heavy on leg techniques, so kicks. So that kind of footwear really is a must instead of your regular sneakers. Okay, as for knives, why knives? Well, that is Hollywood shurikens. If you are into martial arts, you know that a more potent weapon is going to be the kunai, or the Japanese throwing knife. So instead of having a very small penetrating portion of the shuriken, that's just about half an inch, you have the whole blade to penetrate your opponent. And you could even lace it with other materials on the blade. So yeah, that's it. So a more effective tool is going to be a throwing knife versus a shuriken. And with regards to knives, I also am into knives. Not just because of my martial arts experience, but I also like knives. So personally, I have on my person 2 right now. So I have a Kershaw, just your regular Kershaw, something that you could use or are not afraid to use, versus your Emerson knife. And so Kershaw, actually, when you take a look at the bladed portion, it's losing its tanto edge. It's more rounded right now, so really heavily used. And the other knife that I have on me is going to be a Kershaw. This is not a Kershaw, but this is a CRKT Minimalist. Oh, there you go. So nice and small and very handy. So my wife also has one too, just a different, I think different color on the handle, or I think it's the same thing. But she loves her blade, so I gave one for our anniversary. Okay, so that's my thing. Aside from martial arts, I like bladed things. So that is on my personal action figure. So the choice of pants, the choice of footwear, and of course, I love carry bags or shoulder bags. You could put a lot of things instead of stuffing things on your jean pocket. That's it. So, just a little bit of personal things that I would like to share with you guys, my subscribers who have been with my YouTube journey. So, instead of just explaining little things about how I kitbash action figures, I would also like to share a little bit of my personal thing. Okay, so if you like this review, like, comment, and subscribe to help me grow my channel. And see you on the next action figure or custom action figure review.